All right, outside of Levi Stadium after practice day number 11 for the 49ers here at training camp. Welcome to Damon Bruce Plus, brought to you by Ike Sandwiches. It's great to have you here. Let me tell you what I saw today. What I saw was a very light day of practice. You can tell that the Denver Broncos, they got a game week coming up because, they've already been a little bit by the injury bug. They didn't want anything else to happen today. Not a lot of hitting in the sleds. Outside of one-on-one drills, not a lot of physicality until the 11-on-11s went live, and live 11-on-11s were probably run at three-quarter speed. You didn't see anybody out there trying to put the Mama Chewbacca on anybody, and that was by design today. Again, the Denver Broncos are coming into town, and Robert Saleh said that that's a really good thing because after 11 days of training camp practices, these guys are starting to know everyone else's on their team's tendencies, and they need to see other bodies, and they're starting to get a little sick of each other. And that means it's almost time for football, which is good news for all of us. Again, another indicator that this was going to be a little bit of a lighter day of 49ers training camp was they began with punt coverage and punt return. And what I thought was interesting about punt return was who was back there returning the actual punts. Now, Junior Bergen was brought in to be a special teamer. We'll see if he makes the team or not. Amir Abdullah was back there, but we also saw Jordan Watkins back there. And look, the reason why, Equinemius St. Brown and Nair, the undrafted rookie out of Nebraska, aren't here anymore, even though they have incredible body types and have each, especially Nair, made a play or two in training camp. The reason why those guys aren't on this roster right now is they had to absolutely juggle the roster just to have enough defensive linemen for when the Denver Broncos get into town. But they also are not going to be carrying a fourth or fifth or certainly a sixth wide receiver on this team that isn't going to be playing special teams. And St. Brown nor Nair were going to be special teams guys. So that's why seeing Jordan Watkins back there today, he's on this team. He is really good. He is so smooth in everything he does. And he just, according to his own coaches, is wired like a pro. And when you hear a coach talking about a rookie like that, that's about as big of a compliment as you're going to give a first-year player. Let me tell you the other thing that really caught my eye today down here. Again, this is my third time down in 11 practices. Was down here for that first padded practice. Obviously, there's some attrition between then and now, and Ricky Pearsall is what I want to talk about. Because I feel like today's the first day I saw a healthy Ricky Pearsall, and he looked fantastic. He really looked fantastic. He caught everything that was run his way. He was dipping in and out of routes and putting the brakes on guys and watching corners just go flying past him. Ricky Pearsall, since the day he was drafted, he was probably healthy right up until the day he was shot in Union Square. Then he comes back from that. You got to come back from that. Then he had other problems. I don't think Ricky Pearsall has had more than 30 days of a healthy NFL career. And I just saw one of them, and I was impressed. I was excited about what I saw of Ricky Pearsall. I really have not been excited about Ricky Pearsall until today. He looked fantastic. Demarcus Robinson had another really good day too. Those two guys are without a doubt, on the current way the roster is built, they're two best wide receivers by a mile. The other interesting thing of training camp today was the one-on-ones of the interior defensive and offensive linemen that I watched, and I filmed a lot of those shorts that'll be up on the channel in the next day or two. CJ West going up against Dominic Pooney could be a little pay-per-view event. Like, those two guys are battling. And you got a sophomore player making a rookie better. I think you're going to have a rookie making a sophomore better. Pooney and West were really going at it today. And I'll tell you, CJ West is holding his own against everybody. This guy is going to be a big factor. He's not just going to be on the 49ers roster. CJ West is about to have a YEAR for the 49ers. He is in the middle of everything. There is no guy he doesn't get around, rip through, push through. And I'll say the same thing about Mikael Williams, who today looked extra frisky. He looked really, really good. Robert Saleh, in the post-practice press conference, talked about he really is a three-way player. He can go through a guy, he can go around a guy, and he can make all the counter moves to get by a guy. Saleh even said, if it doesn't all come together for Mikael Williams in year one, there is an absolute NFL stud inside of Mikael Williams. So hopefully he develops quickly. The 49ers would certainly benefit an awful lot from that. Back to CJ West again. He, unlike Alfred Collins, who stands up a little bit straight, exposes his chest, and that's why I think you've seen some negative reviews about Alfred Collins this week. He looked good today. I'll tell you, he had a rep against Ben Barch, and the only thing Ben Barch could do was just take him to the ground, like just holding Ben Barch. This was a pretty good day, I thought, for Alfred Collins. But getting back to CJ West, what I just love about him, and what I think you're going to love about him, is this guy plays football with his face mask. He is putting his head in everybody's chest. He is at a pad level where CJ West is going to draw a dozen holding calls this year, face mask calls. I promise you. His face mask is right at offensive lineman hand levels. And he is going to get face mask offensive line calls. I'm going to say 10, 12 of them this year, just by being the body type and size that he really is. That stands out too about CJ West. Great motor, great technique, great build, great hands, great face mask placement. Who else out here is talking about face mask placement? Is Dave Lombardi giving you that? I don't know. I just saw Dave, by the way. He's doing really good. We're going to have him on the channel soon. Saw Kruger today. He's working his tail off down here. We're going to be doing a Friday wake-up. I can promise you that, because there won't be a Friday practice for the 49ers because it's the day before the preseason game, or whatever practice they are going to have is going to be against the Denver Broncos, and the media is not going to be there. Let's see. So Alfred Collins, again, he was blowing away Ben Barch. Ben Barch had nothing to do but wrestle him to the ground. I told you about Pearsall, how good CJ West looked. Let's see, Jordan Watkins. Today's practice probably only lasted a few ticks over an hour and 20 minutes. It was a quick one today. Again, an economy of energy is part of the training camp for two reasons. Broncos are coming, and two, they're already dealing with more injuries than they're comfortable with. One of the reasons why we're seeing Greg Joseph, who was in the kicking competition against Jake Moody, probably exiting stage left, is because they've got some roster manipulation that they've needed to do here. Now, I'll tell you, if today was supposed to be it's Jake's day and you don't have anything to worry about, Jake Moody's your kicker, I don't think it really went that day that way. He missed several field goals before everyone on the field turned around to watch his official. All right, these ones count. This is your practice. And then he did hit those field goals until the very last one, a 54-yard doink off the crossbar for Jake Moody. He was missing to the left earlier in practice. Joseph, keep your cell phone on you. That's all I'm saying. I don't think we have seen the last of Joseph maybe around this training camp when the numbers allow him to come back. Maybe Joseph's agent said, my guy's kicking well in camp. Get him out of Santa Clara if you're not going to keep him so he can get on to another team. That happens. There could be the element of Joseph was sent packing because they just want Moody to stop looking over his shoulder and feel confident in the role. The only way Moody's going to feel real confident in the role is by making field goals. And again, today was a little bit of a struggle for him. There's no doubt he's got talent, but we all know Nick Moody, he's going to have to be perfect all season long before anybody says, yeah, keeping him aboard was the right thing to do. He's under a lot of pressure. There's no doubt about it. Running backs. CMC had a drop today. Christian McCaffrey with a drop. Cut that guy. Oh, my God. Let's see. We also saw not too long after that CMC drop a Brock Purdy interception. I think it was D. Winters who got his hands on that again. D. Winters is having a fabulous training camp. There's no doubt about that. Outside of that, Brock looked good. We saw Bradley, the new quarterback. He's coming in here. He's Gus Bradley's kid. I don't know. Camp arm. Probably nothing there. It's a shame that Mordecai doesn't get to make it to the first preseason game to put something on tape to show other teams if he wasn't going to make this team's practice squad. kind of a tough situation there. Mac Jones did look good today. He is growing into that second team role, QB2 role. But this is Purdy's team without a doubt. I mean, there's just you can see it in the reps, you can see it in the arm, you can see it in the spiral. There is a cleaner football coming from Brock Purdy than anybody else who's playing quarterback for this team right now, whether they be a coach's son or not. Let's see. Outside of Christian McCaffrey's drop, which probably, he's still going to be on the team, good day for Jordan James. That guy's got way too much talent to not use. It's just that simple. Jordan James looks the part. Is he running against air and touch tackles? Yes. Have I seen him? I really am looking forward to, I think I'm more interested in seeing Jordan James against the Denver Broncos on Saturday than just about any other player offensively. Obviously, a lot to look at wide receiver, too. Patrick Taylor Jr., who just feels like he's going to be an odd man out on a running back depth chart. Garendo, by the way, was not out there today dealing with a shoulder injury that was going to cost about a week. Patrick Taylor Jr. is a really good player. With Garendo out today, he got more reps, and God, he looked good. He really, really did. He stays big while running low. He's like a bowling ball, and he's got decent hands. You can see that. But again, this is a tough nut to crack from a running back position. Just a couple weeks ago, we were talking about how good Izzy Abinaconda looked. He's not even here anymore. I think he's picked up with Green Bay. So it will be interesting to see what Niner roster cuts, whether it be Mason Pline or Joseph, if they've gotten picked up or will be picked up this week in another camp by another team. But the Niners are starting to trim down. And, by the way, Corey Kiner looked pretty good too. I'm not about to compare him to Emmitt Smith, which, our friend Kruger did. But I guess I could see the similar body type comparison, but I'm not looking at him and seeing Emmitt Smith quite yet. I'm not looking at him and seeing quite the all-time leading NFL rusher in terms of rushing yards. And not yet anyways, not yet. But Corey Kiner will be another very interesting player to watch coming Saturday, because these guys at the back of the depth chart will be on full display when the Denver Broncos get to town. So there you go. That's it today from down in Santa Clara. Please hit like and subscribe. Please go ahead and comment. Tell me what you think about 49ers training camp, the coverage that I'm giving you. Hopefully it's improving. We are working towards getting better and better each and every day, just like the San Francisco 49ers. So please hit like and subscribe. More shorts from today's practice will be coming up over the next couple of days. So I hope you are not just watching videos and live streams, but shorts as well. Hit like, subscribe, notify, and whenever we drop anything live. Thank you so much for watching. And again, thank you to Ike's. Boy, I'm ready for a sandwich right now. I could use an Ike sandwich right about now. You could use an Ike sandwich right about now. And between now and Sunday, you can buy one, get one half price off at participating Ike's in terms of sandwiches. And also, we want to thank the Dubliner, who I rocked the t-shirt down here today. Love the Dubliner. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Thanks to you. And thanks to the 49ers for having me back down here again today. We'll be back down probably sometime next week as well. And, of course, we'll be doing a live watch party during the Broncos preseason opener with the 49ers on Saturday, 5:30 West Coast time from right here, Levi's Stadium, home of the Niners and home of Morgan Whalen. Is that who it was over the weekend? I think he had George Kittle and Trent Williams walk out with him once. I'm not a big country guy. I was in the Golden Gate Park watching the Dead and A Quarter of Fish, my man Trey Anastasio. So I was not down here for Morgan Whalen. But I know a lot of people were, and they said it was a great show. So they're fixing the turf, and they'll be ready for football here on Saturday. I know personally I'm ready for football right now. Thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and cheers. Have a good one.